Hello and welcome to Euractiv's EU Tweets of the Week. Hungary statement veto is met with derision. Get out the glitter, it's time for Eurovision. And Commission and Press Corps on course for collision. This episode is supported by Gas Infrastructure Europe. More about them later on. This week, Hungary doubled down as the awkward man of Europe. It was the only EU country not to sign the joint declaration on the Israel-Palestinian conflict. According to Richard Jauschwak, it was already clear during the EU ambassadors' meeting that there wasn't any unanimity on Israel and Palestine. There were no written statements from the informal Foreign Affairs Council, only notes taken by High Representative Josep Borrell. Szabolcs Pányi pointed out that this is not the first time Orban's government has vetoed the council. It blocked a statement of support for pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong last year. Guntram Wolff said the unanimity rule needs to be dropped ASAP. EU foreign policy becomes laughable if not even simple resolutions can be agreed. Unusually, Borrell was extremely public in saying he cannot understand how one EU country cannot share the views expressed by the other 26, but he added he was satisfied with the general sense of the conversation. Dave Clark snarked that it probably won't mean much to civilians on the front line, that unlike the real thing, informal video conference meetings of EU foreign ministers are not required to adopt formal conclusions. And DG Meme offered its own spin. Hungary against joint statement. Final text reads, 26 of 27 member states like pizza, cute animals and watching Eurovision. And with that, yes, it is Eurovision time again. A bright, glittery ray of light in an otherwise horrible year. Laura Kern, welcome to the break from politics and misery. Dave Keating thinks Eurovision is newsworthy every year. We know. It's, after all, the most watched annual live television event in the world, but in 2021 it will be the first live international event in the pandemic, with lessons for Euro 2020 and the Olympics. EU interpreters thought it celebrated Europe's diversity. Some people love it, some don't. And even the EPP group got in on the act, wishing luck to all the performers. Guys, that's not how it works. You have to have a favourite. Like Mikachu here with this entirely correct assessment. Others will just be baffled why Australia's entered at all. Christians will inevitably protest at some satanic song. This year, step forward Cyprus. And since you're here, I have some thoughts. Malta will win. Ireland was dire, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, Iceland were robbed last year. And in the latest twist, they can't even perform this year as one of them has caught COVID. Today's episode is supported by Gas Infrastructure Europe. Find out more about decarbonisation in Central, Eastern and South Eastern Europe by following them online. You can also learn more about gas infrastructure's role in the EU objectives by following #GI Energy Days. Finally this week, some Brussels reporters are worried about the European Commission's post-pandemic press ideas. They're treating us as followers, not as journalists, says the former president of the Brussels International Press Association, Lorenzo Consoli, as news emerged that the Commission wants to maintain remote online access to press briefings even after the COVID crisis. DG Meme summed it up. Commission, we might keep offering remote access to middays. Brussels journos, then why are we here? Cue an almighty Twitter spat. Unfortunately, people in the Brussels Press Corps have some very old-school ideas about how reporting works and cling to a model of access journalism. Please, let's open up EU reporting. It would do the Brussels bubble some good, said Alexander Fanta. But Diego Velázquez argued this is not about access journalism, but about closing down the few remaining zone mixte, where journalists from everywhere can interact with sources and policymakers. I'm up for opening it up to journalists not based in Brussels, said Paola Tama, but it shouldn't be online only. So much interaction is lost in the work-from-home reporting era. Martini Seltzemeyer worried that the plan to open up midday briefings to more journos could breach anti-torture conventions, but American EU dude thought it more likely that Commissioner Vestager would have to probe the Brussels Press Corps for abuse of a dormant position. Well done. I see what you did there. And that's it for another week of Snarks and Larks in the Brussels Bubble Twitter sphere. Join me again for more of the same next Friday.